All right, good morning, good afternoon. It is a Wednesday, and today we're going to do some more gentle yoga focused on stretching the hips, the hip flexors, the low back. So it's a combination. I call it more gentle because it's not flow, but we do some strengthening, and I find it's really important, especially for those of us who are more bendy, to also strengthen. My friend Tracy and I used to talk about how can I be this flexible and so tight? And it's because we can really dump into our joints or kind of exploit the flexibility of our joints in yoga. And it's really in the consciousness of most yoga teachers now to not do that anymore, because that can make all the muscles so tight around the joints because they're trying literally to hold us together. So if you're a person who says, I'm not flexible, I can't do yoga, that is a gift because working on flexibility sometimes keeps you safe, keeps you more safe. When you're already naturally flexible and you have to work on strength, it can be a little bit more problematic. So without further ado, we'll come on to our backs. Today we'll come on to our backs. And as we do, we'll bend our knees, place our feet flat to the floor, and just windshield wiper the legs. So this first kind of opening, we're just trying to feel, how does my sweet body feel right now? How do my hips feel? My hip flexors, my SI joints, my low back. Some of you might not feel much sensation here. I definitely feel my SI joints as I go side to side. And I'm also aware that I feel more on my left than my right. And so maybe you notice subtle or significant differences side to side. And we'll just start to breathe and notice our breath as we're windshield wipering our legs. We're noticing, is our breath shallow in the nose, in the throat? Is it deeper in the belly, in the ribs, in the chest? Just notice. Is your nose clear enough to breathe in and out of the nose? And just this simple awareness of lying here, noticing physical sensations in the hips, the thighs, the low back, and noticing the breath, the practice has already begun. If you can notice sensation in your body and breathe, you are doing yoga. And here on the land of the Coast Salish people, a land that allows us again and again so many opportunities to kind of just come back to ourselves, ground, center. And then we'll place our right ankle on our left knee. And as we do, we're still windshield wipering. So it just brings into awareness maybe more of the hip flexor or the groin on that right side as you windshield wiper, or perhaps the outer hip. Notice what your body feels. There's no prescriptive way of what you should feel. And then we'll release that side, left ankle, right knee, and we'll windshield wiper here side to side and notice. And again, the subtle differences from side to side or significant differences. We'll release that side. We'll bring the soles of our feet together, knees open, and then we'll lift our knees halfway up, all the way together, halfway open, all the way open. Lift, lift, open, open, lift, lift, open, open. And we'll continue with this pattern. And at first, we're just noticing our inner thighs, likely, the groin. But then as we continue to lift, lift, open, open. Let's draw our belly in and bring our low back to the floor, and notice how much you might be able to involve the core in this exercise that typically just feels like the inner thighs and groin. You might even be able to feel your oblique or your deep transverse abdominis muscles helping. So notice what you feel. For me, I definitely feel the low belly muscles working, but notice what's true for you. And we'll do about 10 more. Open, open, 9, up, open, open. In that way, noticing our breath, drawing our belly. And where does your breath go if your belly is drawn in? And you relax your jaw, your face. Do you notice another part of your body tensing, trying to help? Last 2 here. Lift, lift, open, open, lift, lift, open, and stay open and allow your low back to come off the floor. Take a few breaths here. You might feel your belly rise on the inhale, fall on the exhale. And then let's bring our right leg up to the sky. So this is a hip flexor strengthener, which I think is also warms it up for stretching it. So let's keep our left knee bent and the foot to the floor, right leg straight up to the sky, point your toes the best you can, and we'll start to draw small circles in the sky. And then flex through the heel and keep those small circles going. Keep the heel flexed, medium circles. Point your toes, medium circles. Keep your toes pointed. Make the circles as large as you can without clicking in the hip joint. Flex through the heel, large circles. Go large circles the other direction with the heel flexed. Point your toes, large circles. Keep the toes pointed, medium circles. Woo, do you feel it yet? I sure do. Flex through the heel, medium circles. Almost done. Small circles with the heel flexed. Point your toes, small circles. Oh, I can tell I haven't done these in a couple weeks. Oh my goodness. And then half happy baby on that right leg. So you might be able to reach for your foot as your knee comes down by your outer ribs or your armpit. Maybe you can't reach your foot and you reach your ankle or behind your knee. And then we'll begin to straighten that left leg and flex through the heel. It might be elevated or the heel might come toward the floor. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And then let's switch sides with half happy baby so that we can stretch this right hip flexor. So you're stretching through that right heel, right leg straightens toward the earth, left leg is in half happy baby. Just feeling and noticing the front of that right hip. Bend the right knee, place the right foot on the floor. Left leg goes up to the sky. Point your toes to start. Small circles with your toes pointed. Flex through the heel, small circles. Keep the heel flexed, medium circles. Point your toes, medium circles. Keep your toes pointed, large circles. And notice, like for me on this side, I can't go quite as large because my hip wants to pop. Flex through the heel, large circles. Go the other direction, large circles with your heel flexed. Point your toes, large circles. Medium circles, toes pointed. Medium circles, heel flexed. And small circles with a flexed heel. Point your toes, small circles. And then half happy baby on this left side. Again, we'll straighten the right leg. You might point through the right toes or flex through the heel, whatever allows you to feel the stretch in the front of the right hip. And then my dears, we'll switch sides. So half happy baby on the right, stretching that left leg. You might feel the front of the left hip like I do. You might flex through that left heel. We're kind of drawing the heel toward the floor. Mine doesn't go all the way down, so be with what's true for you. And then my dears, bend both knees, place both feet flat. We're going back to that windshield wiper of the legs. What I like to do is come back to this in between certain things to notice. Like for me, my body really responds to yoga, responds to getting warm. So it feels quite different already for me on that left SI joint. What I was really feeling at the beginning of class feels different now. So notice if that's true for you or if it's about the same. We all have different experiences. And then we'll straighten our legs like Shavasana corpse pose. We're going to work with our SI joints here and also with our brain. So we'll point our toes, squeeze the right side of your butt, then the left side. Let go of the right and then the left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, let go right, let go left. One more, squeeze right, squeeze left, let go right, let go left. Now squeeze left, squeeze right, let go left, let go right, squeeze left, squeeze right, let go left, let go right, squeeze left, squeeze right, let go left, let go right. Last one, squeeze left, squeeze right, let go left, let go right. Bend your knees, place your feet flat, knees up to the sky. And again, squeeze right, squeeze left. Now you might also notice your hamstrings. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. Let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. Draw your belly in. Let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. Draw the belly in. Let go right, let go left. One more, squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in, let go right, let go left. Now the other side, kind of relax the butt. Now squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze and lift, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze and lift, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze it all, let go left, let go right. And then the last round, soles of the feet together, knees open. Squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in, feel those low belly muscles. Let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze it all, draw the belly in. Let go right, let go left. Squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in. Let go right, let go left. One more this side, squeeze right, squeeze left, squeeze it all, let go right, let go left. And then squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze and lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze it all, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze it all, let go left, let go right. Squeeze left, squeeze right, squeeze and hold, let go left, let go right. Nice. Okay. And then bring the heels down and in close to your hips, rolling bridges. Let's lift the hips, let the arms go up overhead. That's our inhale. And then on the exhale, you might lift your heels, rolling back down vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, roll down, arms down. 3 more that way. Last one. And then draw the knees in toward your belly. Bring your arms either in a T shape out to the sides or cactus if that's okay for your shoulders. Bring your knees over your hips. Draw your belly in. Inhale here. Knees go to the right, only a little bit. Draw the knees toward you and away from you. Inhale back to center. On the exhale, knees go to the left, towards you, and away from you. Inhale back to center. Knees go slightly right, towards you, and away from you. Inhale back to center. Knees go slightly left, towards you, and away from you. Inhale, center, to the right, toward, away. Inhale, center, to the left, toward, and away. Inhale, center, to the right, toward, and away. Inhale, center, to the left, toward, and away. Then inhale, center, interlace the fingers, curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Right elbow, left knee, straighten your right leg. Inhale, center, switch sides. Left elbow, right knee, straighten the left leg. Inhale, center, and switch. Inhale, center, and switch. Inhale, center, and switch. Inhale, center, and switch. Inhale, center, bring your knees, feet down, knees bent, windshield wiper the legs, head down. Notice what feels similar, what feels different. And then right ankle, left knee, both legs go down toward the left. So that might mean this right foot comes to the floor and you can hold on to your foot or your ankle with your left hand. Right arm out like a T or cactus. So you might feel your side waist stretching here if you're like me, or your outer hip. Notice what you feel. You might even feel your, inner thigh or inner groin on that right leg. We're all so different. I like to hold on to the ankle because it gives me kind of a sense of steadiness and something to resist. So that right knee can go up toward the sky. If you feel like it's coming toward your belly, gently, you might bring it toward the sky. No force. 2 more breaths. And then keeping that right ankle, left knee come back to center. And then both legs are going to go down toward the right. So here, the left hip is going to come up off the floor. Draw the belly in. You might feel the front or the outer left thigh, or maybe you feel something totally different. Just notice what you feel. Breathe. And coming back to center, thread the needle. So reaching the legs up, I like to just hold on to this right leg. You can also reach between your legs for the back of that left thigh or the front of the shin, whatever feels useful to you. You might feel your outer right hip here. Just notice. And we'll release this side, place both feet on the floor, and then left ankle, right knee. And the legs will go over to the right. So your right hand might hold on to that left ankle, left knee toward the sky. You might cactus the left arm or have it out in a T shape. You might draw your belly in and notice where you feel a stretch. Notice if it's different on this side. How so? And breathe. And we'll come back to center. And both of our legs will go over to the left. So that right hip is going to come up off the floor. Drawing that right knee, however close to the earth as feels comfortable, draw the belly in. Or if not comfortable, at least non-harming, at least useful. Yeah. I don't know if the stretch on my right IT band feels comfortable, but I know it's not harming me. Couple more big breaths here. And we'll come back to center. Thread the needle. So you might hold on to your left leg, or you could reach between your legs, whatever works for you. Then my dears, let's release this side and we'll come up and over onto our hands and knees. And as we come onto our hands and knees, if you want to grab a blanket for under your knees, you sure can if your knees get tender. We'll inhale into our cow shape. Exhale, cat. Stay for an inhale in cat. And exhale back to cow. Twice more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Last one, breathe in. Cat pose. Stay for the inhale. And back to cow. And we'll sit up onto our knees and step our left foot forward. As we step our left foot forward, we're going to take the time to draw our left hip down and tuck our tail under and let our left forearm kind of rest on that left thigh. And then the right arm is going to reach up and over for the left side of the head, and we're going to lean to the left. So it's really opening the right side body. We're going to continue to tuck our tail here. As you do, you might start to feel the front of that right hip. And then maybe the hips start to move a tiny bit forward, not too much. A couple more breaths here. And then we'll come back to center and interlace the fingers behind our head. Again, tuck that tail and start to lean back. So we're pushing our head into our hands, opening our elbows, bringing our shoulders away from our ears. The heart goes up. And then with a tucked tail, start to send the hips a little forward. And breathe. And then let's come back up and twist high. So right arm goes in front, left hand goes behind. And then placing our right forearm or elbow outside that left knee. Palms come to the heart. Twist. Draw the belly in. Let's come back to center. We're going to frame that front foot and tuck our back toes under, lift the back knee up, and begin to straighten the front leg and bow toward it. You might even kind of wiggle your weight side to side. Some of you might start to flex your left toes toward the sky. Then bend that knee and plant your palms downward facing dog. We might stay about 10 breaths here in down dog. Bending our knees a little bit, lifting our sitting bones high, drawing our sweet belly in. Shoulders away from the ears, triceps hug in toward our cheeks. And then bring our knees down. Sit up onto our knees. And step that right foot forward. Take our right outer hip down. Tuck our tail. Bring our right forearm to our right thigh. Left hand reaches for the right side of the head. Begin to lean to the right. Tuck your tail. See if you can feel that left side stretching. And then maybe start to send the hips a little forward. Back to center. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Let's push our head into our hands so our heart goes kind of up. Shoulders go down. Tuck your tail under, and then send your hips a little forward. And then come back to center, reach your arms up, twist high. So left arm in front, right hand behind. Bring your palms together. Might be your left elbow or forearm comes outside that right knee. Twist. And then release, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee up and straighten your right leg. Bow toward it. You might shift your weight side to side. Some of you might flex your toes up to the sky. See what works. And then plant your palms, downward facing dog. And then we'll walk our hands and feet together in the center of the mat, wide feet, maybe as wide as the edges of your mat. Grab opposite elbows, forward fold. And then rising all the way up to stand. We'll face the long edge of the mat. Root down through our left foot. And you might move your weight forward and back from heel to ball of the foot and left to right until you feel the four corners of your feet really root. And then lift your right knee up. And then bring it behind you like you're going to kick the butt. Lift it back up. Take it out to the side. Tree pose. Arms reach up. Breathe. And then lift that right knee up. And put the right foot down. And shift your weight forward and back. From heel to ball of foot. And then side to side. left to right. And then really root through the four corners of the feet. Lift your left knee up. And bring the heel behind you like you're going to kick the butt. Lift the left knee up. Open it to the left. Tree. Arms reach up. Breathe. Lift the left knee up. And place it down. Let's widen our stance so that our ankles are underneath our wrists. And then we'll turn our left toes to face the left. Right toes slightly that same direction. So if you look back, the right foot's not 90 degrees, it might be 85. And then bend that left knee over the ankle. And level your torso. So your torso is not leaning forward. Arms out, warrior two. And breathe. And straighten that left leg. Bring your hand just above your knee, triangle. And then start to walk your hand maybe down your shin, but keep your ribs long. Root through the whole outer edge of this right hip, leg, and foot. Bend that left knee. And come back. Arms straight, legs straight, star pose. And then warrior two on the other side. Right toes turn to the right. Look at your left foot. It might be like 85 degrees. Bend that right knee over the ankle. Warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Hand might come just above the knee. And then slowly slide down, triangle pose, keeping both sides of the ribs nice and long, rooting through the outer edge of the hip, thigh, and foot on that back leg. Bend that knee. Come back, star pose. Turn your toes to face that long edge of the mat, and your heels might be a tiny bit wider than your toes for a wide-legged forward fold. Hands might go to the ground. Forearms might go to the ground. Forehead might go to the ground. See what works. Breathe deep through the nose. So we're going to halfway lift here. We'll spin to face the back of our mat. Bring our right knee down to the ground. And maybe you have blocks. And if you do, you might use them to frame that front foot, getting a little bit more into the hip flexor here now. So we'll walk our left toes forward and bend that left knee. The right leg starts to straighten. Tuck your tail, send your hips forward. You should feel the front of the right hip. And breathe and notice. You might even wiggle your weight slightly side to side. And then let's send our hips back, straighten the front leg, flex through the heel, and send our heart forward. And draw that leg back. And step your right foot forward and wiggle the toes kind of far forward. So that when you bend that knee, your back leg straightens, your left leg straightens a little bit. Tuck your tail, send your hips forward. Breathing into the front of that left hip, the hip flexor. And then straighten that front leg and flex through the heel, toes up. Send your hips back, but your heart forward. You might even gaze forward. And then draw that leg back. We're going to come to down dog. If you wanted to do down dog on blocks, you sure could. It might help our transition to pigeon. Left leg lifts. Draw your left knee towards your left wrist. Place your shin down. Really work with the back leg. So we're going to tuck those right toes under and inch our weight back. Inch our right knee back. Draw the left knee back. Look to the left. Maybe feeling that outer left hip. And then coming onto your forearms or blocks. Creating a pillow for your head. And breathing. Five more breaths here. And then we'll come back up onto our hands, tuck our back toes under. You might have to kind of inch that back knee forward and come back to down dog. You might sway or pedal a little. And then the right leg lifts. Draw that right knee forward. Right knee toward right wrist. Place the shin down. Work with the back leg, inching the back knee back. Draw the right knee back. Looking to the right. And then creating a little pillow here, maybe with blocks and forearms. See what works. About 5 more breaths here. And my dears, we'll just sit off onto that right hip and swing our left leg around. And come down onto our backs one more time. Knees bent, feet flat. I am feeling the glorious sun come right in my window. What a gift. We'll windshield wiper the legs. Notice what you feel. And notice what you feel without like it should be looser, not necessarily. Or it should feel better, not necessarily. Just notice what is really there and show up for that. And then we'll let both of our legs just fall open to the left. And some of you might feel good just staying right here. Others might pick up that left foot, place the outer left ankle on the outer right knee and draw that knee toward the earth. Of course, the right hip comes up. So we'll draw the belly in to lengthen the low back. And then we'll come back to center and windshield wiper both legs. Feet are wide, maybe even as wide as the edges of your mat. Definitely wider than your hips. Both knees come over to the right. What's this side talking about? You might stay right here, or you might pick that right foot up, place the outer ankle on the outer left knee and draw that knee toward the earth. And then slowly back to center and windshield wipering. Now, if you have blocks, they come in quite handy. to place them on your outer knees. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees open. Some of you are like, no, this is good, and I can stay right here. Some of you might want to support your outer knees with blocks. If you don't have blocks, pillows or books work. And then we might reach above the head for opposite elbows. And then you might have to adjust the blocks a little. If you do have the blocks, you might have to scoot them down a little bit. We'll bring our feet to the blocks and our knees tent in toward one another. If you don't have blocks, that's fine. You can just bring your feet wide and tent your knees toward one another. And then reach above the head, grab opposite elbows in the different way, other arm on top. If you're like, I don't remember what arm is on top, just do it the way that feels odd. And then, my dears, this next part is so simple, we might be tempted to skip it, but it's so good. We're just going to bend our knees and place our feet on the floor and push into the feet until our body jostles and our head nods yes, yes. And so this is something I learned way back in the day when I went to massage school in 1996. And it's a very slight traction for the sacrum, and it kind of helps the SI joints to come back into alignment if they're a little bit off. But what it does to the nervous system is even more important. So jostling helps our lymph. It helps return the venous flow of blood back to the heart. And it also really, really settles our nervous system, kind of like rocking a baby. And so this simple thing can have such benefits to your overall health and well-being. It's miraculous, and it's easy, right? It takes no effort really to do this. Sometimes if I'm stressed out or I'm, holding a lot and I feel anxious and I can't sleep, I just do this and it helps, it settles. And so you get your own rhythm going on. And it should, again, feel almost effortless. And then we'll pause, and perhaps you feel tingling. I know I feel tingling in my torso big time, chest, even shoulders. And so that's just your energy moving. And blood flow. Really simple, yet powerful. Most things that are potent and powerful are relatively simple. And if we can get into small habits that are relatively simple so that we'll do them, it can have such an impact in our overall well-being. And so you can stay with your knees bent, or you can straighten your legs for Shavasana. Let your breath be natural and easy. When you're ready, we'll slowly make our way up to a seat. Bringing our palms to our heart in some shape that feels good to us. And thanking these sweet bodies for all they do. And remembering maybe throughout your day that we can make an impact on our overall wellness by very simple little things. Focusing on the breath, maybe even a little jostle or rocking, even just feeling our 4 feet on the earth. All of these things can have a potent effect. Grateful for the practices and grateful for community. Thank you. In the spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Pas. In the spirit of our collective truth and liberation, we say Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be. Kapu aloha, in the catch, Satnam, Namaste, Mitakuye Oyasin, Black Lives Matter.